Chad.
Hey, Rick, is it true that you helped negotiate the $76 billion deal with the NBA, with Disney, NBC, and Amazon? There's a truth to that? You negotiated that deal? No? Bummer.
Well, there are two levels of that. First, the truth, which is no, and second is what I should be able to get away with saying, which is yes. I mean, I always love the idea of living on the edge. No, I love what the NBA has done. I'm a student of these deals, and more power to them. It's just with all of the concern about regional carriage and local teams, it's good to see a positive deal as it moves forward.
Rick, my follow-up to that is I thought I saw something that said that TNT can still make a bid and eliminate Amazon, or is this deal done and TNT will be officially out?
Well, the fine print is open to interpretation, and I don't really know whether the clause will allow them firmly to do that. Whatever happens will happen fairly quickly. I know that there are press conferences scheduled next week at the NBA Summer League a few times. I'll be up in Vegas to give a presentation or two to a whole bunch of sports business folks, and they're kind of waiting to finalize things around that group of events when owners and teams and scouts and everybody are there. But the deal ought to happen real quick, because when you think about it, the NBA season's only 2.5 months away.
Mm-hmm. How does the WNBA fit in this? Are we going to get that on? Are we going to get that on ESPN and NBC?
Yeah. Well, the WNBA has separate negotiations for the most part.
Okay.
But yet, for the first time, they're throwing in some of the assets that the NBA can deliver. So, short answer is, look for a WNBA deal to be much bigger and different in years ahead as well.
Rick Horrow joining us here, the Sports Professor. I saw one of your podcasts recently where you discussed the All-Star game being in Dallas in the Metroplex, and you threw out a number that said something along the lines that they are expecting economically to make more money than any city that's ever hosted this. What is it that makes the Metroplex so special when it comes to big-time events?
They know how to put on before events and after events. They're sports authority, and there's been some relationship between guys who are now in Phoenix and guys who were in Arlington. So, Visit Phoenix guys, for example. So the idea is about a $91 million overall direct impact, and even more indirectly. They've been on a roll. They're going to have Final Four. They're going to have a number of other events. Not that your area hasn't, but remember, Globe Life has been big. Even remember when they had the Dodgers and Rays in the World Series that nobody went to.
What's your thoughts, staying on this topic, in regards to hosting big-time events, 2026 Division II, Division III basketball, NIT, Final Four, and Indianapolis? Are they a city that is just perfect for hosting big-time events when it comes to college basketball?
Yeah, I mean, they are as big as they get from when, the NCAA moved their headquarters from Shawnee Mission, Kansas to Indy. So you would expect them to have a lion's share of events. HKS designed the Lucas Oil Stadium basically as a huge field house. But we understand what it means to put a Final Four event in a large facility like State Farm Stadium. But it's a little bit different when you design it almost kind of like a basketball facility out. And that's what Indy looks like. So, they're going to be looking at a lot of basketball in the future over a lot of different kind of platforms and events.
Rick, I'm sure you probably saw this. This came out late this morning. The court ruling seeks to test and to decide if athletes are employees in college, according to a federal wage and hours for a U.S. appeals court that ruled today in reference to, depending on how much they are playing or under the guise, could be employees of the college. Just want to get your thoughts and to see if this goes any higher. How high will this have to go before an actual decision is made if college athletes are actual employees at colleges?
Well, it may go up to the top Court of Appeals in the United States, which are the Federal Court of Appeals, right before the Supreme Court. And everybody predicted that if this was going to be resolved at the courts, you could have mass chaos. This would be defined as mass chaos, where, you have somebody that used to be called a scholar athlete because you get scholarships. Then you're calling a student athlete. Now you call him an employee. And it has profound implications on wage laws, on who's hired, on how you can fire somebody. So sometimes you just, get to be very careful what you wish for.
Well, on top of that, you imagine having to get HR involved with all this stuff. I mean, you're thinking I can let this kid go, that could go. The manipulation, I think, Rick, what I hear you talking about, reference to how they handle it. I mean, if this goes in favor and the NCAA gets shot down, how do you control that? Is there per conference? Does the NCAA have to abide by it, or is it going to be a school-by-school scenario?
Well, it better not be a school-by-school scenario, although, unless there are firm guidelines from the court, it's going to default to that. The NCAA, remember, 3 years ago, when then President Emmert said, yeah, we're going to let college athletes get paid. We're going to give you a memo a year and a half from now, at least, or at most, and telling you exactly how to do it. Well, they forgot to send us that memo. It was crickets, and you've seen what's happened.
Rick Horrow is our guest on the Right Toyota guest line. I have a question on the Olympics. I love the Olympics when they come around. It's always great entertainment. But once again, Rick, they're going to be now in France, so the time zone difference is going to be, at least for me, it seems like a problem. Is the Olympics going to have a major television impact in the United States this summer or not?
Well, you better talk to the NBC Peacock guys, because you look at all the promotion they've been doing for now about 5 months heading into this.
Yeah.
And it will be kind of the standard issues relative to 5 hours in advance where everybody kind of knows results and you save a primetime package, even though Peacock may have shown it earlier and the internet will allow you to have it. Always a negative. There's people who want to watch this stuff prime time. I'll be there for 10 days in the middle of it. I can't wait. The one thing that's interesting is that, after Olympics go to Japan and France and London years ago, it'll be refreshing to know that the 28 Olympics are in our time zones, in your time zone specifically, and it'll be really means prime time in the United States. But until then, it's an adjustment that everybody is prepared to make.
So I think I know what the answer to this is going to be. I'm assuming you're going to be at the Open for a few days at the British Open, and then you're just going to jump on a train, and then you're going to be at the Olympics. Is that probably the plan for the sports professor?
Well, yeah, but you're missing 7 days of golf in Dublin between that. So yeah, you got the outside of the sandwich and the inside of the sandwich, but you don't have the sandwich.
I don't know why you won't hire me and be your I don't know, carry your bag, your valet, you're a special assistant, and go on these trips.
Well, let me tell you something. You and I can talk sports, but we do that every week anyway. And I will look candidly at people that are much better looking than you are.
Wow. The face for radio, right?
Carries everywhere, Rock.
Oh. Are we going to catch up with you before you leave next week? Or are you
Oh, yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I'll be around next week.
Okay.
And then I'm going to Boston for a couple of days of golf and then flying from Boston to Dublin. So we'll talk next week.
All right. Thank you, Rick. Appreciate
it.
But
figure out a week to ask, spend the week to ask better questions, because this is not going to be like last week is fine, this week is acceptable, but you better come harder next week.
All right, I will. Minucci's off next week, so I'll be driving. I'll be driving. Yeah, exactly.
I'll talk more, Rick. That'll be the difference.
What will they do without me, Rick?
Don't drive that bus. Don't drive that bus into a ditch, man.
I know. Thank you, buddy. That's Rick Horrow, Sports Professor. Follow him on Twitter and X at HorrowSports.com. Yeah, the Open. Yeah, 14th to the 21st. Royal Troon.
Did you watch any of the Scottish Open today at all?
No, I work for a living during the day?
Who would watch the Scottish Open?
Me.
at all the days?
I watched. He's retired.
That's right. I forget.
Because I was preparing for the
yeah.
show. So I had
So
I
what
had
did
the
you
laptop.
prepare?
I had the laptop open, and I was watching the golf. It was a very nice combination for me.
So who's leader in the clubhouse right now?
At the time when I left the house, it was Justin Thomas. When I left, he was -8, I believe, but I don't know. I haven't seen the latest update. They were still playing because I had to come here to work.
Jimmy shot a 62 today.
Woo!
-8.
Okay.
And then it was just Sung Jae
Sun J.M.
then a couple other guys I don't know how to pronounce.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, you look at this leaderboard. All right, open up. You know how to do this. So just log on and go leaderboard. Go. You put Scottish Open leaderboard.
Okay.
And I want you to pronounce
Okay.
the number 2, the number 3, tied for 3. I want you to announce. I want you to announce all the guys that are tied for 3rd.
All the guys that are tied for 3rd.
There's a lot of them.
Oh, and there are. Okay. Let me
Go ahead.
all right,
English
just
class.
just a second here, because I don't have
Internet?
I have it. I don't have their first name, so I may not know them.
Will you help him?
Yeah,
Jack,
Jimmy,
but-
come walk
No,
over
I
here.
have
got
I
it
have
for you.
H.T. Lee, I have M. Kiefer, I have D. Thompson, I have
Jimmy, come over here.
L.
I got another
Oberg.
screen.
L. Oberg. See, I don't.
No,
I just have that.
You got to dial up.
Here you
Come
go.
over here.
Here you go, Jimmy.
I
Come on, walk
dial
over
up.
here.
Jeez
'Cause
Louise.
the first names are tough.
Well, okay.
All right, so who's first?
Right now, Justin
Okay,
Thomas,
who's second?
Sun J.M.,
Okay, who's tied for-
Maximilian Kiefer, Hao Tong Lee, Thomas Dietrich, Ludwig Oberg,
Say the score. Say
Justin
the score.
Lower.
Say the
Who's
score.
tied for 8? The couple of guys tied for 8.
Ugo Kossord, and Davis Thompson. Then you have Yannick Paul. I can do Daniel
All right, we're
Brown.
good. All right,
Okay,
that's
I
it.
was just
All the other ones get
And a
easier.
baby Jimmy.
see. So I did bring something to the show
Atta
today.
Oh, but we had to set you up.
Well,
Break.
that's every day.
Oh, man. What do we got next? What's going on
I
next?
just ran it off the rails.
Jeez. We'll continue. It's Rock and Manouche with Jimmy B. Fox for Twin B.